Hi, football fanatics. My name is Tapelo Ngalo, and welcome back to the Football Space. So yeah, man, today's game, Mamelodi Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates. What can I say? Well, let's start off with the first talking point, the pitch. A pitch in a game of this magnitude, with so many dignitaries, people like Nesta, the minister, people from FIFA, the pitch looking like that is an absolute disgrace. Disgrace. Because why is the pitch looking like that? This is a big game. The pitch should be in top tier shape. That pitch was dry. It was slippery. I can't even describe what that pitch looked like. It looked like it was dry and wet at the same time. It just looked terrible. So yeah, man, that pitch, it's an absolute disgrace that a pitch in a game of this magnitude would look like that with so many dignitaries in that stadium. I think that it's an embarrassment for us as South Africans, and it's an embarrassment for SAFA as well, because they should not be allowing a game of that magnitude to go to a football pitch that looks like that. I think they could have moved the game to another venue, because I think there was a rugby game playing before this game. I don't know when, but there was a rugby game that played with the balls before this game. So the pitch was really beat up. It looked terrible, man. But yeah, let's get into the game, man. The first 5 minutes, I would say Sundowns were moving the ball quite well. They were swiftly just moving it around. You know, that midfield, like I called it in the preview, the midfield, Jaden Adams, Allende, and Mokoena, who was sensational today, but we'll get to that in the later stage in the video. Like that midfield was just phenomenal, man. Like they just played Orlando Pirates off the park. They played them off the park in that middle of the park. And in the first half, that game was men against boys. There was only one team in that first half. And Pirates were getting nowhere near Sundowns. The Pirates were trying, and I don't think it was a lack of trying from Pirates in the first half. Okay, but Pirates could have been better. Let me not lie. But Sundowns were just they were just a tier above like Pirates. They were just so good, man, in this game. They were up for it. And the big thing here that I would like to talk about is the team selection from Jose Ribeiro. Jose Ribeiro chose the wrong team because he looked like a coach who feared Sundowns in this game. And I clearly spoke about this in the preview where I said, if this coach goes into this game fearing Sundowns, or if Pirates go into this game fearing Sundowns, Sundowns are going to win this game. Sundowns are going to beat the brakes off Pirates, because in the first half, Pirates tried to be conservative. They tried to consolidate. They tried to play a low block and then just see where the game goes. You know, I understand doing that for the first 5 to 10 minutes, because, you know, it's an away game at the end of the day, and it's Sundowns, the best team in the league. So you have to kind of feel them out first. Pause. You have to kind of feel them out and see what their plan is, what are they trying to do. But Pirates were just, even the intensity from the team in terms of from a defensive perspective, Pirates were just poor, man. It was poor all around. The wingers were not doing enough. Dion Hoto on the wing just looked dreadful, man. It was just terrible. It was, man. It wasn't good at all from Pirates in the first half. The first 5 minutes in particular was just awful from Pirates. And then Pirates got into a bit of a momentum in the later stages of the first half, where they were gaining a bit of, you know, freedom, and they were getting a bit of momentum with that Hoto chance that the chance that Hoto missed in the first half, which could have been crucial in terms of going into the second half with a bit of momentum. But yeah, Pirates were building up in the later stages of the first half, and it showed as well in the first 15 minutes of the first half, or the second half rather, where Pirates were playing much better. They were moving the ball, and I don't know how much of that is just Pirates playing better, or it's just Sundowns letting Pirates have the ball, because I feel like a lot of it was just Sundowns letting Pirates have the ball because they were leading, and they didn't feel the need to have the ball constantly Because this is something that Miguel Cardoso has added to Sundowns. Sundowns don't need to necessarily pass teams to death anymore. They can play direct. They can change it up. They're very flexible with the way they play. And you know, Sundowns were very good today, man. They were very good. They played at their best. And to beat Sundowns, you need to at least play at your best as a team. And Pirates didn't play at their best today. So there was no way they were going to beat Sundowns because Sundowns were playing at their best. They were just phenomenal, bro. In the first phase, in the second phase, and in the final phase or the third phase. Because you know, football has 3 phases, right? It's the defensive phase, it's the middle phase, and it's the final phase. Sundowns were just good in all departments today, man. They were just moving the ball around so swiftly. Everything was just working, was coming off. And then obviously the individual brilliance of Lucas Ribeiro. I think that's a good segue to just go into my next talking point, which is Lucas Ribeiro himself. What a player. What a footballer, man. How is this guy not playing in top European leagues? You know, sometimes we do get players who are like extremely talented from South America, like your Gaston Serinos. I think, Serino is a good example of a player that Sundowns got from South America who's very talented. But man, Lucas Ribeiro is a different gravy, bro. Lucas Ribeiro, he has no right to do the things that he does on a football pitch. No right whatsoever. That first goal he scored, just runs past Koki like he's not even there. He just runs past him. Like he's not even there. Like oh man. What a footballer. What a footballer, man. Like the way he was playing in the half spaces, the way he was just dictating the game, the way he was defending, which he won't get credit for, but he was defending like a dog. You know, he was running, he was huffing and puffing. It wasn't just one side of the game where he was attacking very well on the ball. Off the ball, he was phenomenal as well. And it's something that I have to give him credit for, because a player of that quality does not need to be that good off the ball, because as a team, you say, you know what, this guy gives us so much on the ball. So off the ball, we're going to have to help him out. But he didn't complain. Just the whole game, he was just like pedal to the metal. And for me, that is an exemplary player. And Hugo Bruce, don't scam us, bro. We have eyes. We have eyes. We see what's going on. If you don't take Lucas Ribeiro to the AFCON, that is a war crime. That is a war crime. Because with that kind of player, that guy can win us the AFCON alone. He can win us the AFCON. He can definitely win us the AFCON. Without a shadow of, with that level of quality, that guy can win us the AFCON alone. Obviously, yes, it's football, it's a team sport. We're going to need players around him who can support him and who can also chip in here and there. But we don't have a player that good in the Bafana Bafana setup. And if you tell me we have a player that good in the Bafana Bafana setup, you're lying. Besides maybe Themba Zwane. But Themba Zwane is like 36, guys. Themba Zwane is not a spring, he's not a spring chicken. You know, he's probably not going to play every single game in the AFCON. So yeah, guys. Lucas Ribeiro. Yeah. He's the truth. He is the truth. Guys. Respect that bro. Respect Lucas Ribeiro. Respect him. That guy he's him. And one thing, my next talking point is Pirates' ability to play out from the back. In the first half. Terrible. Terrible. When Sundowns were pressing us, Pirates just couldn't play. Pirates just could not play. They couldn't play at all. Because one main reason is not having Sisani. Sisani is one of the best ball-playing centre-backs we have in this country. and that is not even a debate. He's probably the best in terms of playing with the ball at his feet, if we're being really honest. But without him today, that gap was there to see, man. Koki, oh my days. Thapelo Koki is a very competent footballer, man. He's very competent. He can play. But today, he looked like a player who hasn't played much this season. He looked like a player who was just a few yards off. You know, he was getting cooked the whole game. Honestly, he was really struggling. You know, yes, he did come up with some good moments where he was winning the ball in the air, but you know, I feel like Pirates, I think you can play either one of Koki or Sibisi, but playing both of them, no. You can't play both of them because they have the same weaknesses and the same strengths. I think they're good in the air, they're good physically, decent ball players, but not elite. I mean, not very, very good ball players in terms of like, my reference is of course like Africa, but they're not that good in terms of playing the ball, man. Like they're not really that good. But and then you look at Sesani, you look at Nda, those guys, you either play both of them or one of them. But I understand the fact that Sesani is injured and then Nda is just coming back from injury, you know. So it was going to be very difficult to play Nda in this game, and you were just basically going to throw him in the deep end, and he was probably going to get injured again. So I kind of understand why Jose Ribeiro had to play both of them there. And I'm pretty sure he didn't want to do that as well, because in a game of this magnitude, you'd want to play your best players. And then Talent Mbata. Pirates really missed him in that midfield. That midfield was... Sundowns. I know I'm singing their praises, but whoa, man, like how, bro? How are they that good? Because you remember in the preview I said the gap between these two teams is not that big in terms of quality. I'm re-evaluating that opinion. I'm seriously re-evaluating that opinion because Sundowns, nah. Even their bench, like their squad depth. Sundowns, like, it's not even close, guys. It's not even close. Okay, not even close is a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, the gap is bigger. It's bigger than I first made it out to be. There is a gap. There is really a gap. And I think anyone who knows football and anyone who's watched football and anyone who understands football could see that today. Okay, yeah. Second half, Pirates were playing much better. You know, they were moving the ball. There was a bit more purpose about them. But like I said, that was more Sundowns letting them have the ball. Letting them, okay, you know what, play. Because we're leading now. We're 2-0 up. We don't need to really force anything. So Pirates were playing, but they didn't really create much. Pirates just had the ball. Guys, Pirates had one shot on target. The only shot on target that they had was the goal. And that tells you everything you need to know. The only shot on target that they had was the goal. So yeah, guys, Sundowns were they were the better team. Let's just put it out there. Like, they were head and shoulders above Pirates today. And I don't even think from a playing perspective there was that much of a difference, but I think Sundowns were just decisive, man. The quality was just, it shone through. You know, it showed that there's a difference in quality between these two teams. Even though Pirates is fighting, you know, second half Pirates, I can't lie, Pirates were trying their best. But what did they do really? Nothing. They didn't threaten the goal. They didn't really create that many clear-cut chances. It was just, Pirates were huffing and puffing, but there was no end product. There was no end result, you know? So there was nothing really to show for the huffing and the puffing. And Sundowns were just, they were happy to let them have that possession around their box, but they were just like compact, sitting in their box, just not even in their box, they're just sitting around their box, defending it very well. They Just let Pirates have the ball. They were like, you know what, it's fine. Have the ball. It's cool. We'll just take it, ping it. 1, 2, 3 passes, go. 1, 2, 3 passes, go. Because second half, that's what Sundowns did. They were just like, pa, 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 go. Pa, 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 go. And that is quality, my friend. You can't do that if your team doesn't have quality. So Sundowns, best team in the country. Best team in the country, for sure. And the title, by the way, the league title is gone. Pirates can forget about the league. I think their main focus now should just be to finish as best as they can in the league and compete in the CAF Champions League, because there they can still compete for sure, because it's more of a cup, right? And Pirates have shown themselves to be very good in the cup competitions of late, or in the past 3 seasons. So that's something that Pirates can do, and that's something that Pirates should be aiming to do. It was just terrible, man. Okay, not terrible. Terrible is an overstatement, but it was bad from Pirates. It was really bad. It was not, especially by their standards. And you know what? I have a bone to pick with Jose Ribeiro about the midfield. Playing 2 number 10s against Sundowns and playing one CDM, you're asking for trouble. You're just asking for trouble. You're honestly just asking for trouble, because Ndronjo would have been a much better option, because he's more of a defensive midfielder than Dlamini or Tito. I feel like with Dlamini and Tito, you either play one of them. You can't play both of them in a big game. In a game where teams are gonna sit off you and teams are gonna defend, you can play both of them, because of course you need more numbers in attack. But in a game like this, where you have a team of the midfield quality and the physicality and the legs of Sundowns, you are asking for trouble. Like this 4-1, we had it coming. Because immediately when I saw that lineup, I was like, if we win this game, we'll be lucky. Because Horto's not good enough as a winger. I don't think he is. I think he's a much better fullback than he is a winger. I don't know why the coach chose to do that, but it's been what he's been doing this season in the big games, and he thought it would work maybe, but it didn't work. It just didn't work. Horto scored, yes, but in terms of his overall performance, not good enough. Just not good enough at all. So yeah, I think that's enough said about Orlando Pirates. Mamelodi Sundowns. Wow, man. Just wow. I'm smiling like this, and you know what? I'm a Pirates fan. But look at me, because before I'm a Pirates fan, I'm a football fan. And Mamelodi Sundowns were playing some sensational stuff today, man. The quality, and especially if you consider the fact that that pitch looked like that and they were still able to play the way that they did, I think that speaks to the quality of that team. It speaks to how good these guys are, Yeah, Sundowns, of course, they have more financial capacity than the other teams and whatnot. You can use that as an argument, but if you have it, why not use it? They're using that to sign and recruit the best players in the country, and I don't blame them for it. I don't blame them at all. They were Mokoena today, man. Wow. I know, obviously, Lucas Ribeiro is gonna grab the headlines because he's an attacking player. Obviously, he scored 2 goals. He was brilliant today. He was phenomenal. But Tebo Mokoena, that is our Bafana Bafana number 6. I think he's shown today that he's him in that midfield. That midfield is his. He runs that thing. Wow, man, what a footballer. The passing, the defending, the positioning, the football IQ, the reading of the game, the turning out of pressure, the receiving the ball from the defense in any situation, freeing Allende and Jaden Adams to go forward and attack the box. If there's any man of the match besides Ribeiro, it's him. It's him. Wow, what a footballer, man. So good. And that defense, that Sundowns defense, those two, Kekana and Suarez, wow. Solid. No qualms with what they did at all. They were just composed. They didn't look threatened by Pirates. And a lot of that had to do with the striker we were playing, you know. Evidence Makgopa, I've always had a problem with him because I feel like he doesn't occupy the centre backs. I feel like he gives nothing to the team, man. He just, I don't know. If you're a fan of him, hey man, that's you. Me personally, I feel as though you could have played Mabasa in this game. Mabasa would have been a much better option because Mabasa can actually shoot and he can actually finish. He's a sniper. In games like this, where you won't have that many chances, you need snipers. You need people who can get in and around the box and shoot. And just hit that ball, hit it cleanly. And there are very few players in that Orlando Pirates team that can hit the ball as cleanly as Tsofatso Mabasa. But then again, I digress. Going back to Sundowns. Kekana and Suarez, they were brilliant, man. Mudiba, oh, it's quality. It's quality. Sundowns outplayed Pirates today. They did. Tactically, technically, physically, it was men against boys. It was. But even though Pirates played better in the second half, I think their efforts were just in vain, man. They were just huffing and puffing, like I said. Yeah, man, the game was just decided already in the first half, I believe. Because when Sundowns scored that 2 goals, I already thought that Pirates was going to be a long day for them. Because if you let Sundowns score 2 goals in the first half, yeah, it's going to be a long day. Pirates didn't come to compete today. They came to try and nick a result. And I blame the coach for that. Because the coach could have done so much better in that situation. He could have tried to at least compete. Because I think he has the players to do that. Could have played Nkota, Mofokeng, Mabasa, and Nkota, Mofokeng, Mabasa, and Maswangai. Because that's the attacking four that's worked for us so well this season. Why change it? Why? And Tito struggled today. He really struggled. And for a player of his quality to struggle, it shows you that he wasn't really playing with players he had good chemistry with. But a lot of that was on him because he was losing balls. He was just making the wrong decisions. And it was poor for him, man. It was poor from him today. Poor. But I think the weakest part of our Pirates team today was the midfield. The midfield was terrible. It was horrible. Like they were all over the place. Tito and Dlamini were running into the same spaces and they were pushing forward way too much, leaving too much ground for Makaula to cover. And I don't think Makaula is that kind of player. He's not Mokoena, is he? He can't do it alone. He needs someone next to him who can help him, you know. And Ndlondlo would have been a much better option than Dlamini today, I feel. Because Dlamini was poor today. He was also poor. Even though I feel like Tito was poorer, but Dlamini was also poor today. That midfield was just horrible. And that defense, I don't even want to talk about that defense because that defense was just haram, man. Haram. So yeah, guys, get in the comments. Give me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. Tell me what are your thoughts on the game. Let's get involved. Let's just talk, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah. Until next time, guys. Cheers.